Damn it, it's in my office. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day for a season finale because Kyle Larson is the two-time now Cup Series champion. Let's go! Woo! Be mad. Y'all can be mad. That's all right. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of low-key rooting for Denny. I'm like, you know what? Denny's finally gonna get that championship. Good for him. However, as soon as Larson was clear of Denny by like a few car lengths coming to the checkered, yeah, bro, Denny, that's all right. You don't need a title. Can we two-time champ, baby? Woo! Hold on. Y'all can stay, man. That's all right. Y'all can stay, man. Anyone who's mad, that's all right. Y'all can stay mad. I don't have his 2021 title card, but I at least got this one. That's right. Y'all can stay mad, and that's okay. Y'all can stay mad, and that's okay. Because two-time champ, baby. Woo! Hey, what did I say last week? What did I say? By the way, I know this is a little bit wild, you know, for an episode of the Cutline. By the way, everyone, thank you for coming on to the Cutline. Possibly the final race of the final stream of the season. Yes, CB Kyle Larson's a two-time champ. Yes! Lenny, that's all right. You can stay down liking it. Because Larson, you know what's funny? Because Byron DNF'd, Larson, I think, would still be the champion under a full season format. So y'all can't use that against him. Yes, Dash, this is the Miami car. I was at this race, which, by the way, speaking of Miami, so I remember what I know I told you guys, like, in the past how I had a bet with my friends where if Larson, whoever gets the most picks right in the season gets a free diecast, like a $250 limit. Well, your boy won. 5 correct picks to win. 4 for 2 other guys, and another guy got 2. So your boy is getting a free diecast, and don't worry, we'll actually get to the meat and potatoes of the show in a second, but I need to get all the happiness. I'm a happy man right now, okay? I'm a happy man. Good. They can be on fire. Let them hate. Let them hate. Stay hating. Y'all wanted a legit champion. Larson is more of a legit champion this year on a full season points format than Denny Hamlin. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. CB, we gotta celebrate. We gotta celebrate. We celebrate tonight. By the way, let me show you guys the diecast I'm going to be getting. Let me show y'all the diecast that I will be acquiring. I'm going to show y'all in a second. Let me show you all this. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Y'all have no idea how happy I am right now. I'd be a lot happier if eBay would function properly. I'm not a Kyle Larson fan, but I'm so happy for him. Raging Hey, someone, whoever's from the Discord, get Raging Knuckles in here, man. Get Raging Knuckles in here. Come on, please tell me the diecast is still available. Yes. Yes. So, this is what we getting. This is what we getting right here. So, I try to collect the diecast for races I've been to. Obviously, I'm on, obviously I got the This one, for example, I was at this race. I was at multiple other races. I'm still trying to fill up the collection. This is one of the diecasts I'm missing, and you bet yourself this is getting added to the collection. We're 2-time champs, man. We're 2-time champs. Today is awesome, man. Today is awesome. Your boy is going to finally add the Truex card to his collection. I mean, look at it. Look at that thing. It's beautiful. Should I gotten it when it came out? Yeah, I was also 16 at the time, so, you know, didn't really have money. Now I have money, so I can spend it. Even though I don't have to spend it because someone bought it for me. Raging, we did it! We did it, Raging! Yes! All right, let's actually get to talk about the race and the playoffs. There's really well, unfortunately the race isn't really live anymore, so I can't exactly. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We already know what's going to happen. Yeah, Martinsville, okay, well, this isn't exactly what I was looking for. But, well, usually they would still be live at the moment. I guess they're not, so that's kind of unfortunate. Here we go. Unofficial race results. Raging, man, we get to celebrate. We are 2-time champs. Larson's the only champion to not lead a lap in the finale in this format. Hey, it happens. It happens. Y'all can stay mad, and that's okay. Y'all can stay mad, and that's okay. So, Ryan Blaney won. Finally gets a win at Phoenix after who knows how long. Good for him. Brad Keselowski finished second, which was wild. Here's the thing. Okay, let me tell y'all exactly what was actually going through my mind when I thought this was going to happen. So, when I saw Larson take 2 and Hamlin take 4, I'm thinking, all right, Hamlin's going to be what? 2 rows behind Larson. It's decent track position. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought Hamlin was going to pull a Corey Heim. I thought Hamlin was going to take it all the way down to the bottom, make up a bunch of ground, and then maybe be side by side with Larson. Because remember, he didn't have to beat Brad or Blaney. He didn't even have to beat Kyle Busch or Joey Logano. He had to beat Larson. So when I saw that Larson was 5th and Hamlin was 10th, and well, Hamlin I think went up to 9th. So like, really that much separation between the two of them. I thought that Hamlin was going to get by Larson pretty easily. That didn't happen. I'm actually, because here's the thing. Before going to turn number 1, Denny was side by side with Larson. I thought he was going to do kind of what he did with William Byron. Not really send it off into turn 1, but really use turn 1 as a setup to get a better exit off at turn 2. He didn't do that. He just stayed behind Joey Logano. And when that happened, I was thinking, oh, he's about to lose this, isn't he? So that's exactly what happened. He just, I don't want to say he coasted turns 1 and 2, but he didn't take it the way I think he should have. What do I mean by that? You saw earlier in the race when Larson and Briscoe both went for 2 tires, and Hamlin and Byron went for 4. Denny let Byron get underneath him. But then what Denny did was really smart. What Denny did was he executed the corner and he backed off turn 1 and then cut down into turn 2. That way he had the advantage over Byron and that he could set sail. Now, Raging, I do see you in the chat saying Hamlin's car wasn't as good as Heim's. That is true, and it is harder to pass in the next-gen car than in the trucks. That is also very true. But the thing is, guys, remember, Larson's last 2 stops of the race were 2-tire stops. His left side tires had to be, like 70, 80 laps old? There wasn't a lot of life left in those left sides. At least there should have been. So, I thought that Denny had the freshest set. Larson was at a pretty decent tire disadvantage, all things considered. I didn't think Denny was going to win, but I thought he'd be able to get by the 5 pretty easily. That didn't happen at all. As a matter of fact, I thought Larson taking the top and Hamlin taking the bottom was, and I'm kind of going to kind of combine Larson and Hamlin a little bit here, and then we'll get to Briscoe and Byron in a second. But I thought Larson taking the top, Hamlin taking the bottom, because I thought Hamlin was just going to dive bomb turn 1. Dive bomb turn 1, pick up a lot of spots, get by Larson, and then finish maybe where Larson finished 3rd or 4th. That didn't happen. As a matter of fact, Larson ripped the top like it was Homestead at Phoenix, of all places, and it worked, and now he's a 2-time champ. He's a 2-time champ. That's what I'm saying, Ray J. I don't know how he made that last. Well, hey. I'm gonna be a little bit green here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a little bit green here. Where's Larson's slump at? Hey, any one of y'all. First of all, to everyone watching, welcome. You just missed my crash out celebration because Larson fan. 2-time champ, exactly. Get that right. Larson's still in the slump, guys. He's still in the slump. Oh, he didn't win since May. Matt Kenseth won one race in 2003. Oh, Carl Edwards won one race in 2011, and all y'all think he should have been the champ then instead of Tony Stewart. But because it's Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, now it's a problem? Yeah. I told y'all I'm going to be green. I told y'all I was going to be green today. Hey, now that's what dreams are made of. Let's go, Kyle Larson. 5-25, baby. The comeback kid is a 2-time champ, baby. Like, I'm so proud of him. I mean, what a race and what a season. But sorry, Denny. Exactly. No slump in my mind. He was a top 5 machine. All right. I'm so happy, man. Has he won since May? No. But he's had his opportunities. He could have won Vegas. He could have won the Brickyard. He could have won the Roval. He's had a lot of opportunities to win. They just didn't materialize. But, I mean, if you're Larson, you'll take a second championship. If it means you haven't won in, 21, 22 races, you'll take the championship 10 times out of 10. But we do have to talk about him, Denny Hamlin. I can't lie. I do feel a little bit bad for Denny. I mean, Denny did everything right. Everything right. Even with the clutch problems. He pulled away early. He was using clean air to his advantage. I didn't hate the 4-tire idea. Again, put your driver on the offensive. Don't force him to be at a disadvantage. Denny was not at a disadvantage. The problem is, again, this car, this tire, you can't do what Corey Heim did, and even then what Corey Heim did was no one saw that coming. I mean, be honest, guys, did any of you guys watching the truck race on Friday really see Corey Heim going 7 wide before the green flag came out for overtime? At least I didn't. So, I mean, everything coming. I mean, look at this. 208 laps led. I believe he had the fastest lap of the day. Did everything right. Was all the way in the back, a slow stop. Worked his way back through the field. Was 4 laps away from winning the championship. And then Byron blows a tire. All day we were talking about Briscoe blowing a tire. Hamlin had a tire going down. Larson blew a tire. Larson and Briscoe blew a tire under green, might I add. Everyone was saying, when is it going to happen to Byron? Unfortunately for Hamlin, it happened at the worst time. For overtime. And, if you're Hamlin, I mean, you're the leader. I mean, it's kind of just, you're in a tricky situation. I mean, overtime, if you take 4, guys are going to take 2. If you take 2, guys are going to take 4. And we saw what happened last time when Denny took 4. He got the lead pretty quickly, like 1 to 2 laps. So, again, you can't really blame Denny Hamlin and Chris Gale for wanting to take 4 tires because it worked before. The problem is that, when that happened the first time, only Larson and Briscoe took 2. Everyone else behind them took 4. This time you had Blaney stay out, Keselowski stay out, Logano, Kyle Busch. You had so many guys stay out. Priest stayed out. McDowell stayed out. So many guys stayed out that, it kind of just, the disadvantage for Hamlin was more because, instead of starting 3rd or 4th, he was starting 10th. And, Larson was starting 5th. That's a 5-place difference. Yeah, Larson went up top and Hamlin went to the bottom, so that's a 6th to 9th, but that's still a 3-place difference. That's still a row in between them. Let's say Denny was starting 7th and Larson was starting 6th or 5th in the row. I think Denny would have won the title because that is a row of cars that Denny doesn't have to get behind. But because Denny had to do that, he loses the title. And again, probably Denny's last shot to win a title. He's 44 years old. He wanted to win this, obviously the personal stuff, like with his dad and everything. 6 wins on the year. A great season all around, especially in a year where people coming into this year, everyone thought Denny was going to go on the decline. He was anything but that. So I do feel bad for Denny a little bit. Again, he did everything right. That caution screwed him over. And you saw his reaction after the checkered flag flew. This one is going to sting for Denny for a very, very long time. The only thing Denny can hope for is if Larson's car was stupid illegal to the point that NASCAR has no choice but to DQ him. But obviously I hope that's not the case as a Larson fan. But I mean, yeah, if you're Denny, 4 laps away, and you went from first place, winning the race, winning your first title, to you're the bridesmaid once again, but not the bride. Chase Briscoe kind of did what Denny did with 4 tires, but he was further back. Briscoe just had a really bad day, all things considered. Yeah, he worked his way up through the field. Yeah, he was inside the top 5 for a little bit. Yes, he was inside the top 10, but I mean, let's be real, guys. The 19, yeah, they had speed, but blown tire after blown tire, practice. He had, 3 or 4 in this race. It didn't seem like this was going to be Briscoe's race. And I get it. You can pep talk your guys so much, say, hey, we've worked our way through the field before, we could do it again. But the thing is, it's like, if it keeps happening over and over and over again, that's going to deflate the team at some point. Oh, you're finally back inside the top 5, blown tire. Oh, you're back inside the top 10, blown tire. It happens so many times that at that point, if you're Briscoe, you have to go for it. Because, if you don't get it here, you're never going to get a chance again until next season. But, yeah, if you're Briscoe, kind of like how Denny had the near perfect race. Obviously, the ending didn't go the way the 11 was hoping for. The 19 had pretty much the race from hell. Not to the level of, blowing a tire in stage 1 like Christopher Bell did a couple years ago, but, really good season. I'm very intrigued to see how this team looks next season. Because this 19 car, ever since the Next Gen era started, has not had consistent years, year after year. 2022, missed the playoffs, did not win a race. 23, wins the regular season title, wins 3 races, crashes in the playoffs. Last year, winless out of the round of 16. This year, 3 wins, championship 4 berth. So, if you're Briscoe and James Small has not shown he can have consistency year after year. What does next year look like? Are we going to see this same Chase Briscoe next year, where he's running top 10, top 5, multiple wins, Final 4 berth, Final 4 threat? Or are we going to see a Stuart Haas version of Chase Briscoe, or a 24, 22, even to an extent a 2020, or 19 team? That is what I'm really going to be asking for. It's a very good year for Briscoe. First year with Joe Gibbs Racing, you can't be that mad. But my question is, what is this going to look like going into year 2? And then William Byron. Second best driver in terms of the Final 4 all night long. He was pretty close to Denny Hamlin. When Hamlin had clean air, Byron got him. When Byron couldn't get him, when Byron had clean air, Hamlin could have got him. I thought those two were pretty neck and neck. I didn't think the 5 or the 19 really had anything for the 24 or the 11, which is crazy that neither the 24 or 11 ended up winning the title. But, yeah, Byron, it's just, I mentioned it before. We were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Just when is the issue going to show for the 24? Hamlin ran into tire problems. Byron ran into tire problems. Larson ran into tire problems. Briscoe ran into tire problems. Everyone was waiting for when William Byron was going to get those same problems. And for a lot of it, it looked like it wasn't going to happen. For a lot of it, it really looked like William Byron was going to escape with at least a runner-up spot in the championship, but at least a clean race car. 4 laps to go. That did not happen. And if you're William Byron, I mean, he ended the year strong. I mean, look, after he won Iowa, I mean, I kind of talked about it with Eric last week, with Eric Estep, where that 24 kind of was really nowhere. Not a lot of top 10 speed, not really a lot of top 5 speed, and it was kind of just the 24 kind of limping into each round. So the 24 was kind of in a little bit of a slump as well. Everyone wants to say Larson was in a slump and he's a championship now, so you can eat it. But yeah, I mean, look, 52 laps led, and like ever since the round of 8 began, could have won Vegas, could have won Dega, obviously won Martinsville, and had the speed to win today at Phoenix. So Byron in these last 4 races, I know he, DNF'd out of Vegas because, Ty Dillon spotter forgot how to spot. Talladega got spun out the trial, but Martinsville, he dominates, holds off Ryan Blaney. Today, probably wasn't going to win the title because, again, Denny was just clear of everybody once he got clean air. But, yeah. I mean, you can't really do anything like that. I mean, you have blown tires all over the place. I mean, Byron, I've already mentioned the rest of the Final 4. Allmendinger, Bubba, Casey. I mean, look at all these guys. All these guys had tire issues at some point. So, I mean, if you're Byron, it's just, you would have liked for it to happen earlier in the race and not with 4 laps to go, because at that point, yeah, he just got SOL. It sucks for him, but that's what it is. Let me look at the chat here real quick. Really happy with Briscoe. Definitely a worthy driver for JGR. Smalls showing his worth. Yeah, exactly. But can they be consistent year after year? Remember, Cole Pert, year after year after year, multiple wins, Final 4 bursts. That is consistent championship pedigree. James Smalls made the Final 4 a few times. He made it in 2021. He made his second Final 4 again this year. But can he show the consistency from year to year? He has yet to show that. He has not shown. He's like the Carolina Panthers when they had Cam Newton. One great year and then a bad year. Great year, bad year, great year, bad year. He has yet to have back-to-back good seasons. Can he do that in 2026? That is what I'm going to be looking out for. $19, the anti-22, only good in odd years. Yeah. Holy crap, you're right. Made the Final 4 in 21, regular season title in 23, and then obviously made the Final 4 again this year. Yeah. The 19 is the anti-22. Dash, I think you're onto something. I wanted Briscoe to win the championship. I was rooting for him. Obviously, he didn't. The 5 is only good in odd years as well. Hey, we're 2-time champs. Hey, Raging, you got no reason to, to feel sorry. We're 2-time champs, man. We're 2-time champs. Obviously, we're not. They are, but we're Larson fans. So that's just 2-time champ. I'm using a Homestead card, not this 2021 card, because that's in my office. But 2-time champs. Woo! I feel so bad for Denny. Only thing he could have done there was take 2. Yep. Watch Chris Gale get fired. Watch Chris Gale get fired, because I guarantee you Denny is probably fuming about that decision now. Fuming about that decision. All right, my voice is about to be gone, so let's by the way, Raging, I did not post was it above or below the cut line? I don't know if you did. If you did it, do me a favor. Actually, if you do it before we're done with race weekend rankings, I'd appreciate that. If not, we'll do it real quick. I'll do it real quick. Random fact, Kyle Busch in 2019 is the only champ in this format to make a Final 4 appearance in the prior year. Is that right? 14 doesn't count. 15, Harvick made it, but obviously he didn't win it. Johnson only made one Final 4 the year he won the title. Truex, he didn't make it in 2016. Logano missed the playoffs in 17. Yeah, you're right. Oh my God, holy shit. Pardon the French, but well, how about that? Okay, that's interesting. All right, race weekend rankings, championship edition. Coming in at last place, I am going to give it to, if my mouse will work. Okay, my mouse isn't working, so we're going to refresh here. All right. Coming in last place. This may be a little controversial. I'm going with the Xfinity Series. I know Zillage should have won the title, and look, Jesse Love, the problem is when you have these championship races, even if you try to just focus on the racing itself, the fact that the race is a championship race and has that pedigree, you have to weigh that in at least a little bit. So the fact that Jesse Love, who pulled a Tyler Reddick from 2018, you had Zillage win 10 races, Allgaier was better. Even Quapple was better most of the year than Jesse Love. And even after that, the racing was It's just the vibes after the Xfinity race were not good. I'm not saying the race was bad. The race was okay. It was a solid race. But, just the vibes were bad. Not a popular champion. Again, nothing against Jesse Love. Sure, he's a great guy. But, when he had the year that Zillage had, I know there's been times in the past where guys with 10 wins have lost a championship before, but we know this isn't the same. Number 2, I'm going to give it to the Cup race. I thought the Cup race was a solid finale to Phoenix having the championship. Tires were wearing down. It was good. You had comers and goers. Guys can make their way through the field. I thought it was a very good, very solid race. Now, I'm putting the truck race number 1 for 2 reasons. Number 1, Corey Heim won the title. The most deserving driver out of all 3 series got the championship. That is something we really can't complain too much about. 12 wins. Heim losing the title would have been worse than Zillage winning the title. If Heim lost the title and Zillage won it, the uproar would be worse. The uproar would be much worse. Because at least throughout most of the season, Heim and Allgaier were fairly close because, Zillage and Allgaier were fairly close because Zillage had a slow start to the season. But Heim, he won 48% of the races. He had a F1-esque season. In NASCAR, I don't care if it's the truck series. You don't have that kind of season in NASCAR. That is just unheard of. So the fact that he managed to do it is insane. The fact that he doesn't have a full-time right next year is insane. Toyota, I'm going to be honest with y'all, either Heim is the worst driver when it comes to selling sponsorship, or Toyota is going to have the biggest fumble in the history of the manufacturer. Because the fact that Heim doesn't have a full-time ride next year is criminal. If I was Spire, I'd ask Heim, hey, how much is your buyout? And then give Toyota all the money they want, put Heim in the 7. I would do that. And if I'm Legacy Motor Club, I'm on the phone with 2311 right now to say, hey, we got that extra charter from Rick Ware. How much to put Heim in our car? And of course, number 2, the 7Y Moody move he made to get to 2nd and eventually win the championship. So those 2 alone put the race at number 1 for me. And again, if you're Toyota, you are in serious jeopardy of losing probably one of your greatest prospects of all time. The fact that he doesn't have a full-time ride next year is an embarrassment to the organization and the manufacturer. I just posted both polls. Appreciate you. Heim had an average finish of 5th with 12 wins. Hocevar and Heim teammates would be must-see TV. Only thing I liked from that race was Stage 1 Taylor Gray wins first stage, baby. Jesse Joy's not my champion. And he kind of is. All right, moving on to the 2025 race weekend rankings. The final time we will be putting something on the 2025 race weekend rankings. Where do we want to put these races? You know what? I'm going to let you guys decide. Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, guys, if you're watching, please like this stream and subscribe to the Daily Downforce YouTube channel. That helps me out a ton. We are about to end this, but I'm going to allow you guys to tell me, where should these final 3 races go on the race weekend rankings tier list? And while I'm at it, while you guys decide that, I am going to try and shrink this a little bit just so we could get the rest of this on here. It's not going to be really possible. That's the best we got. All right. First things first, guys, where should we put the Xfinity Series race? Ray Jam here and saying trucks for an A. Xfinity B, Cup B. How are we feeling, guys? We agree with Raging? We think it trucks A, Xfinity B, Cup B. I'm fine with that. We'll put it here. And then this was a very good race. I'll put it here. I think it was a little bit better than Talladega. And then Xfinity I'll put over here. Xfinity B, I'll probably do O'Reilly power rankings for next year. By the way, win for Xfinity for not showing no commercial in the final stage. Exactly. Xfinity B minus to C plus. All right, so we'll put it like somewhere down here. Alrighty, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the 2025 Race Weekend Rankings Final Edition. Let's go through real quick. We'll start off with the didn't watch tier, which these are the races I didn't watch. I'm going to be real. There's probably more than that, but most of them are just in the C tier because this is before I made the didn't watch tier. So, didn't watch F tier. We had 6 races. We also had the Monaco Grand Prix because we wanted to be extra for Memorial Day weekend. But we have 5 races, only 1 cup race in the F tier. That being the Food City 500. Ironically, the race Larson won. But we had 3 Xfinity races and a truck race in the F tier. Oh, no, excuse me. We had an ARCA race because that's back when we did ARCA. 2 Xfinity races and a truck race. I'm going to be honest, considering that I feel like most people were complaining about the season, especially in the summer stretch, the fact that we only had 1 race in the F tier for Cup, I think is pretty solid, if you ask me. So, 6 in the F tier. Moving on to the D tier. We had, I mean, I don't even know which ones are Xfinity Cup. We had, how many cups did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 cup races in the D tier. I'm going to be honest, guys. The fact that we only had, if we're counting F and D, 5 races that were failing grades in the tier list, I say that's really good. That's not bad. Again, like, there's still a lot of the C and the B tier, but all things considered, that's not bad at all. That's actually really solid. We had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 races in the D tier. The summer stretch wasn't that bad. It's just we didn't have an amazing race in that stretch exactly. The C tier, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 races in the C tier. So far, the most amount of races in any tier list. Obviously, we had 10 in the D, 6 in the F, and we have 28 here in the C. Obviously, I put the Southern 500 at the top of C tier, and then the bottom was the Go Bowling at the Glen. I'm not even going to try to see how many is here, how many is there, because there's a lot. The B tier. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 23, 5, 7, 29 races in the B tier. So, I think the B tier has the most races. I think it's first B, second C. A tier has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 17 races were in the A tier, and then 6 made it in the S tier. If you ask me, number 28, Davey Allison is the best driver to never win the championship. I wasn't born then, so I never saw Davey Allison race, so I can't even speak on that, be honest. It was a good season. I still think racing in 24 was better, but I can't complain. So, obviously, the one we're going to want to look at is the S tier. I still wholeheartedly believe that Michigan was the best race of the year. Atlanta is almost a 1B to Michigan's 1A. But I just think, the fact that Atlanta's a super speedway, this is what you kind of expect out of a super speedway. The fact that it happened at Michigan when it's not been a great race for much of its lifetime, The fact that it put on such a phenomenal product like it did, that's why I have it in the S tier. Obviously, Mexico Xfinity was phenomenal. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 was phenomenal. COTA was phenomenal. This was actually the best race of the year for a large chunk of the year until, well, Mexico, Michigan came along. And then the Bristol night race is the worst out of the S tier. So, we already know what time it is. Let us go to the Raging. I know you probably did it recently, so let me see if I can find that here. All right, there it is. All right, y'all. So shout out to Raging Knuckles. Our man here in the chat has it here. Was Phoenix above or below the cut line? You completely butchered the spelling of Phoenix, but that's okay. I thought the race was good. I'm going to put it above the cut line, and we got 13 votes so far. 62% voted for above, 15% voted for below, and 23% voted for below the cut line. I can agree with that. And for was the 2025 Cup Series season above or below the cut line? I'm going to say it was on the cut line. I don't think this was the best season in the whole world. There was a lot of duds. There was a lot of flashes. So I think it goes right down the middle. Actually, decently spread out. 11 votes so far, 36% for both above and on, and 27% for below. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, I know I did the same thing for the Trucks and Xfinity series, so let's go pick those up right now. Here we go. Was the truck finale above or below the cut line? 12 people voted, 50% voted for on, 25% voted for above, and 25% voted for below. I would probably put a little bit more above, but, to each its own. Was the 2025 truck season above or below the cut line? 12 people voted, 50% voted for above, and then 25% voted for above and below. And then as for Xfinity, still about an hour and change left to go in this poll, but was the Xfinity Series Championship race above or below the cut line? I'm surprised I didn't vote on this. I'm going to go for on. A lot of people, 50% voted for below, 14 votes. 29% voted for on, 21% voted for above. And as for the Xfinity season as a whole, 12 people voted so far. We're still about 69 minutes. Nice to go. 42% voted for on, 25% voted for below, and 33% voted for above. What's the best car paint scheme in NASCAR history to y'all? I don't know how you can. It's either the Rainbow Warrior or the Black number 3. I mean, those cars are NASCAR. Like, when you think of NASCAR, you think of those colors. Maybe you think of the flames too, but when you think of NASCAR, you think of the flamed or the Rainbow 24 and the Black number 3. But other than that, my voice is shot, as you can hear. And before we sign off, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for sticking with me for this entire 2025 season. I got so many people to I got to thank the boys back at the shop, all right? I got to thank the boys back at the shop real quick before we sign off. I got to thank Craig, Josh, everyone over at Daily Downforce who, took a chance on me to help me with this show. Thank you guys so much for putting your faith in me to basically, run, the live stream part of the Daily Downforce and even do a few, shorts and videos. This has been awesome. I've been a NASCAR fan my entire life. I've always wanted to be involved in NASCAR media. So ever since I came on to these guys, as a writer, and then obviously this year took the step into live streaming and doing a few videos as well, whether it's shorts or whether it's, long form videos. Thank you guys, everyone at the Daily Downforce. Love each and every one of you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you guys so much. Now I need to thank all of you guys as well. Whether it's guys like Raging, Dash, CB, Elite. He's probably being sad somewhere because Briscoe lost the title. I can't blame you. But everyone in the Discord, the whole Daily Downforce community, man, y'all are incredible. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the reason I'm able to do this stuff. It is incredible. So thank you, each and every single one of you. I also want to thank every single guest that came on to this show. Whether it's my boy William Richard, a.k.a. NASCAR Opinion, Vanilla Wafers, Johnny, Nino Sports Network, or other guys like Eric Esep, Armani Williams, you name it, guys like that coming on to the show. I want to thank each and every guest for coming on, to, be a guest on the show. Appreciate each and every one of you. The guys who I didn't mention, you guys like Coy or, Corey or Shazay, all of y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for kind of allowing me to live my dream. Again, like I've done NASCAR shows and podcasts before, but like to do it to the level of this, I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you. Also, Chris, if you're watching, shout out to my man Chris Lilly. He's the one responsible for these graphics that you see for the Cutline. He's responsible for the Cutline logo. He's responsible for the graphics. So shout out to my man Chris Lilly. If you want to support him, check out Aska. And you can hear me commentate there as well. And run the truck season. I might have to run the Cutline car truck for that one. But so many people I got to thank. Thank you, each and every one of you who have made this a possibility for me. I appreciate each and every one of you. What does the future hold for the Cutline? I don't know. I would like to, we'll see where this goes. Hopefully we come back next year. I do want to do some more live streams in the off season. Kind of like what we did a little bit already, like with the NASCAR 25 rating when I was racing at Kansas. I do want to do some more live streaming too, because I really do enjoy live streaming. Videos and shorts are nice, but it's like, live streaming is different because I get to communicate with y'all. It's like, oh, this is, I know my name is on the logo. It's a Cutline with Armani Paul, but this is our show, guys. This is just a platform for us just to get together and have a conversation. It just so happens, it's like just the conversation is just from me to the chat. But, yeah. So I definitely want to do more live streams, whether it's, talking news or, maybe doing some iRacing. Maybe we can find a way to do some host races, in the off season. Definitely want to do some stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. There's definitely going to be live streams in the off season. Obviously, they won't be Cutline related. If, the next episode would be the Clash for next season. And I'm already having a guest starting. We're already getting the guest list ready for the 2026 season. So if we come back, it's going to be another good year. But that's going to do it for me, guys. We're going to sign off one more time. Again, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for this season of the Cutline. It has been an honor. It has been a privilege to be here and chat with each and every one of you. Please like this stream and subscribe to the Daily Downforce YouTube channel. That helps me out a ton. Check out dailydownforce.com for all sorts of great content over there and great just anything in there. Whether you want to buy merch like magazines, hats, diecasts, you name it, or you want to do some mini games, or you want to read some stories, check all that over at dailydownforce.com. But that's going to do it for me here. We are signing out for the final time, at least for the Cutline. Always respect your graphic artists. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much as always. And we'll see you next year for the Clash and for the Daytona 500. Adios. 2 top champs, baby. Woo!